Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to another episode of Life with Shenita. I am Shenita Connolly, your host for this evening, and I would love to welcome you all again for joining us not only tonight but each and every week, and particularly this evening. I have some special guests who are very near and dear to my heart, and they have a passion for marriage and family just as I do. So before I bring them in, as always, Life with Shenita started with the goal. The ultimate goal is to help people overcome life's challenges and to choose to live a vibrant life. And so I hope that each and every week that we bring whatever topic of discussion it is, that it is a asset to you and your life on this journey. So tonight we're going to talk about Elevate, a program that's being offered that's changing marriages, changing relationships throughout Georgia. In partnership with the University of Georgia, Refresher Community Inc. is offering this for the second time in the Clayton Henry surrounding area. So let's talk about the importance of marriage education. Many of you all know, if you know me, you know that I've been an advocate, a champion for marriage for many, many years. And so when I think of marriage education and the importance of it, it is so important before, during, after the wedding. Marriage and relationship education provides you with an opportunity to learn new skills and tools that when you put them into practice, it strengthens your marriage and your relationship. Relationship education also gives you a chance to do these things in a casual atmosphere with other couples. And so I am hoping that tonight's conversation will definitely spark interest and will push some couples to not only being interested, but also registering to participate in this program and sharing it with others. So if you all would like and share this broadcast this evening, I know many times people think, I've been married for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I don't need that. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you are in a relationship, any couple, whether you're married, engaged, committed, you can use some enhancement. And I always say that relationship matters, and we have to work at elevating our relationships. So, with that being said, I am going to bring our special guest in so that they can join this conversation. So, please join me as I welcome Miss Paula Myrick. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you this evening?
I am great. It's a beautiful fall day, and you know we love fall.
Yes, we do. So, I'm excited to have you.
I'm super duper excited to be here, Shanita.
Yes. And next, I would like to welcome Miss Alethea Bonella. Good evening, Miss Bonella.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you, Shenita?
I am wonderful. And you?
I am well. Best by the blessed.
I,
Blessed by the best.
I love it. I love it. And next, we have an amazing couple, Team Rollins. Good evening to you all.
Hello, hello.
Hey, good evening.
How are you guys?
We are
Excellent.
wonderful, wonderful.
We're back together again.
Yes.
So, with that being said, we have an amazing young couple. I call them a millennial couple who actually participated in our first inaugural session, who are, doing great things individually and as a couple. So, we'd like to welcome the Joneses. We're going to roll with them this evening. Rolling with the Joneses. Good
Hey,
evening.
yo, how y'all doing?
Wonderful. How are you all?
Amazing, amazing.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to each and every one of you all. So let's start out by introducing yourselves to the audience. Paula, if you'd like to begin.
Hi, my name is Paula, and I am the founder of Refresher Community. And I'm a wife, a mother. I am a grandmother of 8 and soon to be 9 in November. I work for the state of Georgia as a grant administrator, and I just love working with the community. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Alethea?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity, Shenita. We're excited. I love people. I love purposeful gatherings. And I love relationships, starting with our Heavenly Father and then how we relate to one another. So I'm excited to be a part of this because development, youth development, life coaching has definitely been at the heart of what I believe is my purpose here. And so I'm excited to get into this conversation tonight.
Awesome. Well, now that we've got all of the ladies out of the way, we have two amazing couples, and we're going to start with Team Rollins.
Go ahead. I'm Sean Rollins, and this is my wife, Latrice. We've been married 19 years. 2 kids. One is out of the house and working on the other one.
I love it. So you're going to be an empty nester soon.
Getting back to the foundation.
I love it. I love it. So last but certainly not least, rolling with the Joneses, would you all be so kind and introduce yourselves to the audience?
Hey, yo, my name is Thurman Jones. This is my beautiful wife, Trisha Jones, over here.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, we've been together for 12 years, but been married for 2 years. And what y'all about to experience, we experienced just a couple months ago. And all I got to say is amazing. Be here. Be with your listening ears because you're going to get an amazing treat, an amazing thing for your relationship. Trust me.
They're going to elevate their relationship if they invest in the time necessary in this program. I love
Absolutely.
it. So thank you all for introducing yourselves. And so before we go into what this is all about, Paula, can you tell us a little bit about the Refresh Her Community, Inc.?
Well, I would be happy to. Refresher Community, we started as a women's resource for encouragement in 2016. And we had the wonderful opportunity of gathering over 400 women in our gatherings, over 20 events that gathered women to come together to encourage one another and to be a support and grow. And so from there, we transitioned to figure out what the real needs of women are. And so this program, Elevate, came along and we just kind of launched out because women sometimes they're not refreshed because of their relationships. And this program just fit so perfectly into who we are as a ministry and as a community service. We want to see women grow. And so out of our diligence and support, like from people like Dr. Rollins and my husband, we initiate a grant and we were blessed to receive it. And so I brought together some of my best facilitators and community partners, those who are on this live right now, and we're here. And so the Elevate program is a big thrust in what we're doing right now.
I love it. I love the fact that you said women need to be refreshed. And of course, men do too, but I love the fact that you saw the need, applied for the grant, was awarded the grant, and now you're offering it to this community. And so
Yes.
we definitely want people to know about this resource that's available, that's
And so
absolutely free.
I wanted to add to that, Shenita. This program is not new, but it was being piloted mostly in the northern Georgia counties. And so I'm so grateful to be able to share this with the southern metro counties and bring this resource to us because, you know, during this hard time, we as women, as couples, as people, we need every resource that we can to be healthy and strong. And so I'm really excited about this project.
Well, I applaud you for your efforts to change lives and to make impacts. So thank you for that. Um, so how did, you mentioned a little bit about applying, but can you go a little deeper about how Elevate and Refresher became a partner? Go a little deeper.
So it was a process. It wasn't just one thing. We had to show that we could strategically reach our community. And we went through a process. All of our team members had to be, we had to go to classes to learn the curriculum. And basically, there's a whole process in understanding how people relate. And so this is based on family science. It's not our opinions. And so we had to be taught by the education department at UGA. And so it is this is a federally funded program through the Department of Human Services and Family Services because they want families to be healthy, especially during COVID. And I believe that's why they are distributing this money. They have looked at families and know that when families are healthy, communities are healthy. And so we're excited about this strategic partnership with UGA.
Yes. And you said when families are healthy, communities are healthy. I think about when the parents are healthy, the children are healthy, hence the community is healthy. So it all ties in together. So this is a great opportunity for relationships and homes and communities to become better, because
Shanita,
individuals are becoming better.
And Shanita, what I learned as I've been going to some of the schools, I've learned from principals that a lot of these homes with the children who had, parents who were together prior to COVID has put such a strain. And there's been so many couples who just didn't have the tools to stay together. And I believe that this is strategic, specifically for now, because it's so easy to walk away when things get hard. But sometimes if you just have one tool, it will make you rethink how you're relating to that person. And therefore, when that parent becomes healthy, she said that the kids in school are having issues with behaviors simply because they don't understand what's happening with their families at home. And so I think this is a strategic time for us to get in there and help these families as much as possible.
Awesome. So thank you for that enlightenment, Paula. I am going to now share with the audience a video before we go into further discussion about the Elevate program.
The Elevate program helped us to focus on us again. It helped us to refresh our relationships by reminding us that there are always things to work on.
Having the weekly meetings allowed us for time for discussion amongst ourselves and introduced other couples who are like us.
The session brought up things that we don't discuss regularly and things that get overlooked.
And most of all, it reminded us that we are a great couple that keeps getting better.
I love it. Absolutely love it. A great couple that keeps getting better.
I love that, Shanita. I think you had coined something. I think we're going to use that this year, this phrase. Your relationship doesn't have to be in trouble for you to invest in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is so important. Sometimes people say, well, these things are for people or who are just having a bad marriage. No, it's for a good marriage that wants to be better. So I'm excited about that portion of the program as well.
Awesome. So let's, I know that we were going to share a little bit more about Elevate, but I'd like for Alethea Bonella to share a little bit about how you and your experience ties into this, as well as a little bit about the Elevate program.
How my experience? Well, as I said before, I love doing empowerment and facilitation, bringing people together and talking about things that can always improve us. And so when Paula approached me about being a part of this, I was really excited because relationships are so important. And it's amazing that it's something that couples can be a part of, and they invest so much time together, but they're not intentional about investing in their relationship itself. And so a lot of these things that we talk about, couples know them, but they have to be reminded sometimes to be intentional about the 8 aspects that we talk about. So for me, Elevate was an opportunity to allow couples to just pause and say, you know what? You two are a team. And it takes teamwork to be able to make this life together. And we just want to give you some tools to improve the life work that you have in store for you, to then make your life easier. Because if you guys are working together and on the same page, it helps with the children, it helps with work, it helps with stress. And so those things are really important to me to communicate to couples.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just love that. I love the fact that you said be intentional. Be intentional about your relationship. That's key. So thank you for that. In addition to Alethea, we have Team Rollins. And would you all share with us in the audience your connection to marriage education, the Elevate program, and just your contribution? I know you guys have been married for 19 years, so you come with a wealth of experience and, tips and just awesome information and experiences for the audience. So,
yeah, I mean, as a social worker, I share with, Alethea, just that desire to want to help families and help better, build better communities as well as better families. So when Paula asked me to be a part of the program, I was like, well, yeah, but it's with couples. So I have to bring my husband in as well. Is it okay if he can teach with me? Because, we're, like you said, we're not perfect by any means. We don't know it all. And so even as we're teaching, we're learning, as well from the couples. And so it's important to keep that maintenance going in your relationship. We've been together 19 years, so we're not the same as we were when we met when we were 19, So we have to continue to grow and learn each other. And, it's easy for us to share what we're learning with the couples as we're going through the program. So
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to know that you can keep learning and keep elevating. So being part of it, as she said, when you're teaching it, you are also learning as you're studying what you're teaching. So you're getting great information, and you're also learning from your co-host and other facilitators as well. And one of the main things that it teaches us is how to be effective in what we do. So, not to tell everything because I want y'all to listen, but to be effective in what you do and be intentional about it.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I love it. I love what Latrice said. She said, we're not the same individual we were when we were 19. So that meant we grew individually, we grew as a couple. And so as we're growing and still willing to learn so that we can continue to grow together, because we could grow apart from each other if we're not willing to put the work in it so that we can grow together as a couple. So I appreciate that. Your husband said we're evolving, learning, growing. So kudos to you all in the investment in your own marriage as you continue to learn, as well as what you're giving to others. So the Rolling with the Joneses, Team Jones. So you all were a participant in our first inaugural class and, made great strides from what you've shared with us. Can you go into sharing with the audience what not only you learned, but what does this mean to you for yourselves and your children and other couples?
So first, I just want to say thank you to the whole community, Miss Shenita, Miss Paula, Miss Alethea, and Team Rollins, because they facilitated a lot of our calls as well. But just as a team working together, we have grown as a team, not only just us, but with our 3 kids. We learn how to communicate through Elevate.
actually listen. And when they say be intentional, like that is intentional. So through the course, you learn how to intentionally listen, how to intentionally work together, and it's amazing. And actually, look, we just got a little person coming in right now, and no matter what, we still have to learn how to spend time with each other. It was amazing. It was amazing going through the whole course for me, and just growing closer to him. It's opened a world of doors for us.
I mean, I have to say, piggybacking off what my wife said, it's really being intentional of wanting to know more, do more, and see more. You know, like it was. I guess as a man, you get to this point where you're like, I don't need your help, I don't need none of that. Like, and you feel like you can figure it out. One of my trades where I work at Delta Airlines, the aircraft technician. I figure things out. You know what I mean? So I don't know how many of y'all out there that feel like y'all could. That's what you have to do. But guess what? One of the easiest things that we realized, even with the program, sometimes it's a nice blueprint to be able to look at when you start to go off track, and to be able to have a community of people, like-minded people, that's looking to do more, to even put a little spice back into the relationship, or maybe the relationship was kind of off. It was opportunities for them to see people just like them wanting that same thing. So, because I know sometimes it's kind of hard for you to sit here and talk on your own, but trust me, to have somebody else say the same thing that you felt, you're like, I kind of felt like that too, and that was like me too moments. So it's a lot of great things that you're going to be able to get out of this. And like I said, to elevate to that next step in your relationship. So beautiful situation.
I just appreciate the fact that as a young couple, you guys, agreed to be a part of it and understood how it was valuable to your relationship as well as your children. And you sat through it, committed to the program. And on the other side of it, you can speak on behalf of your experience and the value that it brought to your relationship. So kudos to you guys as you continue your journey together, because it never stops. You continue to grow and learn. And education goes hand in hand with your institution or your relationship.
Right, because you guys offered us a lot of tools to continue to use after the class.
Yes, yes. So let's talk about this Elevate program that we've shared a little bit about here. Paula,
Yes.
would you share maybe the overall picture, and then Alethea, will you share some of the topics, and then we'll have the Rollins and the Joneses kind of piggyback off of those topics.
Well, these sessions, they are, as I said again, they are based in science, and they have a group of individuals, and I can't remember, is it Nerman? I believe it's a study group that came up with this curriculum, and they looked at best practices, they looked at families and how relationships prosper. And so this is it is science based. It's a 12 hours of investment, and basically our sessions are 4 weeks, and we have 2 sessions a week. And what I love about it, it's thinking about the whole part of a couple. We are providing for our in-person session that starts. We're providing a meal 30 minutes before our session starts, so that we can make sure that we have no one with hungry stomachs and then we bring community around them. We bring resources, not just this education. If they need financial literacy, if they need food, if they need therapy beyond these sessions, this is the resources that we'd like to offer. But sometimes it just begins. I remember my old pastor, he coined a phrase. He said, faith begins where the will of God is known. And so I'm just going to kind of put that in context. You can have faith in your relationship when you understand what it needs. And many times I don't believe that people want their relationship to fail, but they don't understand what it needs. But when you get in these classes, I'm talking because I was a consumer. Although I'm facilitating, my husband and I joined, and we needed so many components that now I too, like the Joneses, um, am utilizing some of this material to focus on my relationship. So this is what I want to say. It is worth the investment, and it's totally free. And I what it's you are incentivized. Here's a kicker. If you attend this session with your partner, your spouse, for these sessions, you can earn up to $160 in e-gift cards. And the holidays are right around the corner.
Mhm.
So you could utilize this to be a blessing to your family or to your spouse. And
Mhm.
so UGA has found something that is critical to healthy communities. So I hope that's an overall picture. If you were looking for more, please let me know, Shenita. But that's a
No,
picture that I have of it. Okay.
yeah, that's great. And we're meeting twice a week, Sundays and Thursdays.
Yes.
The times on Sundays.
The time on Sunday, our first session starts October 24th, and it starts at 4 p.m. So on Sundays, it's from 4 to 6, and on Thursdays, the sessions are from 7 to 9. Now, if we get finished a little earlier because we have covered all of the information, the sessions could be shorter, and sometimes, a lot of times, it is. So we will have a meal 30 minutes before either of those sessions. So the sessions are October 24th, 28th, and then October 31st, and then November 4th, Sunday, November 7th, and then the 11th. And our last two sessions, Sunday the 14th, and the last session is November 18th. And so when you fill out the interest form, I will go through all of that information with you so that you can secure the times and the dates of our session that's coming up in October.
Awesome. So on Sundays from 4 to 6, 30 minutes prior to a session, dinner will be served. On Thursdays, 7 to 9, and dinner will begin at 6:30. And we have 8 sessions.
Yes. And we will follow our in-person sessions. We are totally COVID focused. You will wear masks, and even if you're vaccinated, we're requiring masks, and we are taking temperatures, as just a sign that we want to do everything to let you know that we are very careful and aware. But guess what? I believe these sessions are going to be impactful, and you're going to enjoy it so much that it's going to be worth it. Like going to dinner. You go out for your birthday to your favorite place for dinner, and you spend about 2 hours and you enjoying yourself. I believe that these sessions are going to be a continuous date night for you. So join us.
I like that date night. And it does allow for couples to be exclusive to each other while they're learning during those 8 sessions. So I like that time to date. So let's talk about what's involved in these sessions. So we have 8 of them. So Alethea, can you share with us? And then the Rollins will kind of piggyback off of you and the Joneses on each of those sessions.
Sure. But before I do, I want to highlight something that Paula said, that these sessions are not just for married couples, although we have these 2 beautiful couples below, and Paula as well, but they are for couples in a committed relationship.
Yes.
And so that's very important. And if you are thinking about getting married and you may need some sessions like this, when you call, we can even go into a little bit of detail that might incentivize you as well to be a part of it as well, because there's a unique opportunity in going through these sessions. So what are these 8 sessions? Well, the first aspect is empower yourself. As they say in the South, you can't prime the pump if the well is dry. You got to have a little bit of something left in order to prime that pump. And so self-care, making sure that you're taking care of yourself so you can give to others, is a really important aspect. And that's where we start off with: self-care, practicing mindfulness, and making sure that you're taking care of yourself so you can take care of others.
In other words, Alethea, you're saying as a couple, we may be a couple, but we need to make sure I take care of me
Mhm.
so that I can take care of my spouse or my partner or my children.
Exactly. Exactly. Because that's all a part of it. That again, you have to have a good foundation, and those roots need to be strong
Mhm.
in order to
Absolutely.
build up that tree and that foundation. So the next is lay the foundation. Are you making deliberate and conscious decisions about your relationship? So again, we've heard that if you're going to build a house, you got to build it on good ground. It can't be rocky, it can't be sandy, it can't be something that's going to be washed away. It has to be built on a solid foundation. And that again brings us into that word intentionality. You've got to be intentional. You've got to communicate. What is the vision for this relationship? And just as you build a house, you lay the foundation and you make sure that's strong. Then you talk about the framework. What do you envision this relationship is going to be? The window. What do you see into the future about how you're going to be able to build not only the relationship, but a family and a legacy? And then continuing to be able to build it higher and higher. So that foundation and being intentional about the vision, how you communicate it and how you create it is also important as well. Then we go into enlighten. How well do you know your partner? As Latrice mentioned, that she and Sean have known each other since they were teenagers. And the teenager Latrice is very different from the adult woman Latrice. And so we have to not only accept those changes of our partner, we've got to also celebrate them. And if there are some things that we may not like, we've got to communicate that and be able to talk about how we become enlightened and share and develop and nurture the relationship itself. So that's the third aspect. The next one is value, keeping a relationship healthy in how you value each other. So not only knowing one another, but being able to celebrate the aspects, to show affection and care, consideration, as well as appreciation for your partner. Just as in a job situation, many people leave because they don't have a good manager and they don't feel valued and appreciated. So if that's how we feel in a job, imagine if you felt that way in a relationship. It doesn't really motivate you, does it? And so those things are important, that sometimes we take our partner for granted. And that can have such an impact in the relationship, how they move forward and how they treat everyone else. So that's a really, really important one, that we value our partner. And then how do we attach to our partner? Developing and maintaining your friendship with your partner. Sometimes you need to talk to your partner, and sometimes you need to talk to your friend. And those are two different relationships. So talking about how you navigate them, how you appreciate the different roles, and when to speak to that particular role, and share with the partner that, hey, I know we're arguing right now as partners, but I need to talk to my friend. And being able to communicate clearly the needs that you have and how you attach. Friendship is a part of that foundation that we talked about. And then we go to tame. I don't know about y'all, but some people can work that last good nerve you got. And then once you get set off, it affects everyone and everything.
Are you saying that the couples can set each other off?
Ooh. And then what about the world sets you off, but you take it out on the person closest to you, it's your partner. So being able to manage your anger, manage your feelings, understanding the triggers, and then being able to separate that you individually have to deal with your stuff, and that we don't let it spill over into the relationship because it may hurt the other person. As they say, hurt people hurt people. And when you do that to your partner, that definitely negatively affects the relationship itself. And the last one is entitled engage. Engaging in a supportive, positive social network. As you even see here on this live, that it takes a village to be able to help create and sustain successful relationships. That it's okay to be humbling and allow other people who have walked the path further than you, who can come back and tell you, I know it looks really bad right now. It's going to be okay. And this is how you do it. There are so many ex couples that can tell you, gosh, if I only knew then what I knew now, our relationship might have made it.
Yes.
And so having a supportive network, having other people, other aspects, other ideas that can breathe life into your relationship, that can remind you about the blessing and being grateful for the relationship, and then those who can just help you through the tough times so your relationship can continue is really important. So those are the 8 sessions that we'll be involved in, and we'll really go deep. And as much, we welcome the couples to be open and to be raw, because if we're just going to stay at this level, you'll get something out of it, but you won't get much. But when you're ready to be vulnerable and to speak your truth, then you open it up and encourage others to do the same. And I think we really, through the sessions, the 8 sessions, the first one, people were like, all right, what is this about? But by the 8th session, it was a community. It was absolutely beautiful. And even after that, that we had a communal time with one another one Sunday, that having a support system is essential. And we really talk about it, we modeled it, and we continue it as well.
So will you repeat those 8 topics again?
Sure. So again, empower yourself, lay the foundation, enlighten, value, attach, tame, and engage.
Wow. And I was just going to say, Shenita, I was thinking about what one of the points she just made is that, I've had a failed marriage before. And if I can think about one of the things that possibly allowed us to be a little weaker is because we insulated ourselves. When we were having problems, we didn't build community. We didn't get the resources that we needed. I thank God for my husband. I don't want anyone else in my life. I love him. But I'm just thinking about some of the stuff that the Joneses were able to get as a young couple that I didn't have, or we didn't have. So it was not any one person's fault. It's just that we didn't have the tools to look past the hard moments. And so, and not to know it's going to get better. When you come to the session, you hear somebody you think is strong. They've been married for 25 years, and you hear them say, you know what? I forgot about her birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm so busy at work and I'm forgetting to put her first. And when you hear that, it shifts you back or shakes you back into reality. So that's why these conversations are important to me.
Absolutely. And the Rollins, would you all share, they've shared some great information, topics, etc. But will you guys go into some more detail about these sessions? What couples can get from it? What, you felt you got? What was your favorite topic?
Yes.
Sure. You asked a lot right there. So I was just going to add to, Sister Vanilla did a great job of giving an overview of all of the sessions. But I think what you also need to know is that it's not just didactic and that we're just talking to you about these different things, but there's a lot of activities, there's games. The couples have a workbook where they have, different worksheets that they complete and get to compare. You thought you were going to say this and you come look at her paper and it's something else that she says. Right. So there's a lot of that happens. And I'm really excited to be able to do it in person this time, because virtually, it was okay. It was really good. We were able to build community virtually and do some activities via Zoom. But when we're in person, they're going to be a different type of feel. There's different types of activities that we'll be able to do together and things like that. So I'm excited about that, and just want you all to know that it's not just us talking and sharing, but you also get to share with us. And there's some kind of structured activities in there as well. Also, with the science side of it comes in where they talk about the heart-brain connection. They do a lot of talking about, how your emotions are coming from different things that are going on in your brain, and then that carries out into your actions. And so there are a lot of different ways to illustrate that. We talk about different things and then have you actually take your pulse at several, steps across the different sessions. Take your pulse and see where you are, see how your body is reacting to the information that's being given. So those are some things I think, we can definitely share with you all about what you'll get, out of the Elevate curriculum.
Yeah.
And also, as you mentioned, the science of it. And sometimes you'll actually get to, we've learned different breathing exercises and how it affects you. It's just that moment of calming down, and then also learning to find out when your distractions are hitting and how to avoid distractions, and learning how to focus on what you need to focus on, and how to properly emphasize your point. Should I say, there are certain ways you can say something, and then there are certain ways you can say something. So, learning how to say things properly, keeping peace, learning not to do it at an angry moment. Sometimes you have to take a moment to breathe, come back, and then come together. So those are different things. And also, like she said, with the workbook, it gives you a little lesson as far as like going back to school. You will have some homework, you will have some activities, but again, that lets you get that moment of re-knowing your partner sometimes all afresh, because some things like she said that you may have thought was the answer may be different at the time now. So you can see how much you have grown, and like I said, you learn different things about your partner, the way they respond to different things. There's a financial aspect as well in the workbook of how you handle things versus how they handle things, and how you all can handle things together. So it's all a growing experience.
There are also a lot of videos too. So lots of video clips, lots of, illustrations. So again, there are multiple ways, to appeal to different types of learners. Some of us like to talk a lot, and some of us like to listen and read, those types of things. So there are a lot of different ways to engage different types of learners in this curriculum.
Absolutely. You're right. It touches all aspects of learning. And that's what I love about it too. The Joneses, rolling with the Joneses, as a couple who went through the program, can you all share with us, like, what was your takeaway? What was your favorite session? I know you kind of shared a little bit about how it has enhanced your relationship, but can you speak specifically to, like, my favorite was this, as individuals or as a couple? Share with us, ladies first.
Okay. I'll have to say one of my favorite ones was especially when it comes in communication. So how something could be going on with you at work. Well, we had the one video where the lady came in after the wife came in after the husband had been working all day, and he was sitting down just relaxing. And she came in like, why dinner isn't ready? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? So she came in the house talking at him. And we learned through that whole process and just watching others, because, when we're in the midst of it and we don't really see other people, we see our couple friends interact on a happy time, more so maybe not when they're arguing or mad. So we don't really see that on the outside looking in. So then when I saw it on the video, that hit, I've learned how to kind of like watch my tone when talking to my husband or my children. That video really brought in a highlight of, hey, watch how you speak to your partner, as well as how could you do things differently. And so I learned a lot from that. That was one of my favorite aspects there.
I love it. Tame.
Yep.
What
Yes.
you say, but how you say it, right?
Right.
I was literally about to say the same thing, but honestly, I mean, that video right there was a mirror in the face as well. But I probably would say some of the other activity. I want to say it was a little bit of everything, to be honest, and to kind of hear some of the responses for the other couples too. I think that really provided a lot of insight, especially like we had an older couple on there, and they was just talking about how they actually interacted, and even the fact of how he actually made his move to be able to get with her. You know what I mean? They got together and they finally got married. It was her daughter that was helping participate that, and he was doing strategic things to always keep being in there and keep being there and being persistent. So all of the stories that came about really shaped up a lot of things too. And I probably even say some of the homework, like Sean was talking about, just asking certain questions that you wouldn't think about. Like I didn't know that my wife's nickname was like Honey Boo Boo Stick, you know. So
And how many years have y'all been together?
12 years. We've been together 12 years.
And
Is that not ironic? You can be with someone for a long time and not know all of these intimate things about them. So
Absolutely.
this gave you guys an opportunity to dig deep, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? It really showed you, like, you ask only the things that you know to ask. But sometimes there's other things that you need to ask as well to kind of even know more. So you think that you know a person, but then somebody asks you a simple question, you're like, man, you know what? I've never really asked about it. I never thought about it. And it really kind of put a lot of focus to know, like, man, we got a lot more growing to do. You could be together 12 years, you could be together 30 years, you could be together 50 years, and you still got a lot more to grow. And I think it's all about if you really want to grow. So send that on. I'm not gonna lie, my schedule is busy. Anybody that know me, my schedule is crazy busy. But to purposely sit there and be a part of these sessions, I think it was a huge investment into my life, my marriage, and even me being a father. And like I said, having a support system once again on here and make sure I see him and say, Sean, I appreciate you, man. You make sure you stay. You kept me cool, man. But honestly, it really showed commitment. You know, so if I could commit to be on here to want to do more and to even want to learn just a little bit more about her, just imagine how far we could go. So, I mean, I'm gonna just say this. We done made even more money outside of finishing the program together now because we can work together. We're finally work together, yeah. So like I said, it's huge. It's huge focus and it's a huge commitment. But if you can commit to your wife, you can commit to your husband, just imagine what you can do. Yeah. So I appreciate the elevate though.
I love the fact that you said now that you guys understand each other a little bit more, you're educated on all levels, you can talk to each other, you can strategize, and then it's more profitable, not only in just emotionally profitable, but financially profitable. So that's a beautiful combination right there. And so we actually want to appeal to couples out there and to people because the investment is worth it. Yeah. It may cost you a little time to sit still, but sitting still will net some wonderful rewards at the end of the day. And so I want us, as we prepare to kind of close, I want us to share something that we can appeal to someone that may be listening, because each of us have our own unique way of appealing to someone who may be struggling in their marriage, who may be fine in their marriage or their relationship, because it's not necessarily just married couples that we want to attract to be a part of this program. We want committed couples, as Alethea said, engaged, seriously dating, committed to each other. So, Alethea, would you share with the audience an appeal to become a part? 1 minute.
We want you. We need you, because as we are able to pour into our community, it makes our community better. So we are asking those, if you're on the cusp, if you're teetering, I'm telling you, do it. Do it for yourself. Do it for your relationship. Do it for all of those around you. Globally, we have gone through some stuff as a global community, and depression and anxiety is at an all-time high. We are offering free tools to help you become better and to be stronger, to get through these times. And we want more couples to come out of this pandemic better than what they went in. So we are appealing to you. We're appealing to military families. We are appealing to same-sex couples. We are appealing to anyone who is together and wants to stay together. We want you. So we're asking you, if you have questions, contact us, reach out. And as you go through the process, it is a process, let me say that there is some paperwork, there is some effort, but anything worth having is worth doing and fighting for. We want you to fight for your relationship, and we want to help you win. So please take a moment, go to the website, check out the information. It's a win-win situation. It's free, and we gonna give you money. Come on now. And as you heard the Joneses said, it is profitable emotionally as well as financially for you to invest on your relationship. Bet on you today. Bet on you tonight that you're going to come up a winner. And if you make the commitment for all 8 sessions, you make the investment in time, I guarantee you, you're going to get something out of it.
Awesome. Rollins, Team Rollins, would you share an appeal to someone who may be watching?
He always looks at me.
Hey, I'll let you go first. Well, I'm going to appeal to the men.
Thank you.
I will help be your support. I will help be your reminder. I will call. I will give you the heads up. I just want you to come out, be yourself, enjoy, and learn. This will be an opportunity to express yourself, to get to know your partner better. Just a time to elevate. And like I said, I will be your support system.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So I love the idea of this being a date night situation, an opportunity. You're going to get dinner, you're going to get some gift cards. We even do some random gift cards, sometimes. So in addition to the $150, you may get some more just for coming and showing up. And so I love that idea. You're getting some education. You're also getting the opportunity to fellowship with other couples. You're getting some food. You're getting some cash. I mean, you ain't doing nothing. Come on. No, that's that old commercial make you feel guilty. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for couples to just spend some dedicated time together and be intentional, about what they're learning and investing in their relationship. So I don't know what else. It's easy, go ahead, go to the website, click on Clayton, Henry County. You'll see refresher right there, and just go ahead and submit that interest form. Paula is going to call you. She's going to call you and she's going to make sure that you do everything that you need to do to get connected to us. And we're ready to see you. We're ready to see you on October 24th.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. And the Joneses.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to step out. What was the question?
So if you had to appeal to someone that's watching tonight that you would like for them to really take the next step and register, what would you say?
What? I have to say, so be intentional in your relationship. especially like for myself, for us, what we're going through is having to take care of now my mother. And before then, I was always in Arizona. You guys know I was traveling during in the midst of our course, but I stayed in tune. I stayed intentional no matter what, because even being apart, I wanted to make sure we were still close. So even for those that have to take care or tend to other people, this class helps you continue to make sure that you're paying attention to your partner. Like, I still call and say, how you doing today? You know what you need. What can I help you with from a distance? It don't matter, but I'm making sure that he knows that I'm still in tune to him while I'm doing whatever it is that I have to do.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
I would sit here and say, if you're thinking about it, do it. I mean, and the reason why I put it like this, if you ever heard the saying, nobody can make you happy, you have to make yourself happy. Well, it's a little bit more to, for me, how I looked at it. When you make yourself happy, you have to ask yourself this question. How many times do you see yourself throughout the day? Probably twice. Brush your teeth and when you go take a shower. Usually everybody else see you. So what you do is literally set an effect of somebody else. So when they sit here and give good energy, and when they giving good energy, guess what you're going to receive? Great energy. So when you work on you, they see that and you reciprocate that same thing to them. So it's never about really having somebody else to change. As you change, because when you change, they see you all the time.
It's a
So
major impact.
and they give it back to you. And guess what we do? We just keep bouncing back on each other. You know, so it's one of those things when you actually change yourself. You think about this moment to change you, and just imagine how many other people you would change. And if you change a whole bunch of people, guess what you do? You're always going to be around great energy. So why not be a part of this program when you can have that same reciprocation with somebody else? Have that same like-minded people supporting you and want to do the same exact thing. It's a choice you can make today. But this is my beautiful wife, and I'm going to make that choice. And we invested in each other. And I invested that time. And guess what? We're loving each other even more. So that's all I got to say. Start waiting. Take immediate action. People don't become successful because they don't take action. So if you hear me right now, click on the site. I don't care if you get off this live right now. Just click on the site and sign up. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. You become closer, you bond in so many ways, particularly in these settings. At home and away from home, you get to love on each other more. You get to, like you said, make more money together, communicate more effectively, learn what to say and what not to say, when to say it, how to say it, all those things. So before we close out, we're going to give you, Ms. Paula Myrick, the last appeal of the evening in closing words.
Wow, this has been an amazing evening. This has been a valuable hour where the team members who actually give, that means they spend their time studying and investing in learning it and giving it back to us. I am so excited about your possibility. If you're looking at this broadcast right now, you are being targeted because I believe, because we're faith-based, we're faith-centered, that God is targeting you because he wants something better for your life. And sometimes we're looking for it to fall from the sky, but no, it's sometimes right there among us. If we listen and open up our hearts, your next best place is based upon your choice. And so we're trying to make it easy for you. If you just go to Elevate Couples Georgia, spelled out, elevatecouplesgeorgia.com, and you go to fill out the interest form, and it's going to ask you for a center code, and our center code is 30281-3. Or you can just look for Henry County, and you will be able to be connected to us, and I will give you a call and I'll answer your questions. You'll be able to watch videos to learn more. It is worth it. Your relationship is worth it. I can't say that the grass. I'm trying to tell you from my experience, the grass in most cases is not greener on the other side. If you fertilize what you have, your grass can be green too. And that's what this is about, putting some fertilizer on your grass, because this is the place that you are building community. And when your relationship is healthy, you don't know, it's not just you, it's your family, it's your friends, it's your coworkers. It's everybody's changed because you are changing. As he said, as you change, you have no other reason but to affect every person you come in contact with. Take advantage of this. We want to help you. We love our community and we love you. And like and share this with someone else. We also have virtual classes that are available, but we'd love for you to join us. The sessions will take place at the Diamond Youth and Adult Center, located at 6631 Highway 42, Suite 105. And listen, my husband, Mr. Security, will be there, and we'll have somebody watching your cars in the evening, to make sure that you're secure and you feel safe. It's going to be a welcoming community. You're going to grow if you invest just 12 hours into your beautiful relationship. So come on and join us. Thank you so much, Shenita, for having us tonight.
Yes, this was definitely a wonderful opportunity to share. I appreciate each and every one of you all, particularly our participants, the Joneses, sharing their experience, and to each of you all for sharing your appeal. I'm an educator at heart, and so it is worth your time and effort. And as Paula said, your grass can be green if you put the time into it and water it. So make sure that your relationship is just as important as what you think the other person's relationship is. Because many times we do look at our neighbors and we do look at other people and think that, maybe our relationship can never be like theirs. Or even people who look at other people's spouses and think, oh, I would love to get with them. Take the time to enhance your relationship so that when you look at your spouse, that you smile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
that's good.
Yeah. So we put the work in. So we appreciate each and every one of you all for tuning in this evening. And we hope that you will take the time to consider registering. If it's not for you, as Paula said, please share this broadcast so that others who may be struggling, and we all know there's a lot of people who are struggling in their relationship, and just these 8 sessions could be a game changer for your marriage or your relationship. So we thank you. You guys have an amazing evening. Again, thank you for watching. And remember that I love you, but God loves you most. He loves you best. Peace, love, and joy. Thank you again for tuning in. And please tune in next Thursday as we have a conversation with Sister Love about HIV and sex education. Take care and good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
You guys will hold tight.